This is one of those times where it's like a narrative we've been following on the show. I wish we were following the wrong narrative, but this is one we've been tracking for weeks, and Duke's loss proves they're still lacking edge, proves they're still playing soft. And as a former athlete, I say former, emphasis on former. Every time I do anything now, I pull a muscle. As a former athlete, I can tell you soft is about as insulting as you can get without getting like personal, without talking about your physical appearance or something like your status of some kind. Soft. Blake Hinson went 7 for 7 from 3 for Pitt. That's a great game. You can't knock that, right? You would have loved for Duke's defense to find a way to not allow that to happen, but good player. Blake Hinson's a really good player. We talked about him with Jeff Capel in the preseason, the head coach of Pitt. Really good player, lost some weight, knocks down threes. 7 for 7 from 3. You wish it didn't happen, but that's not the part I'm upset about. The part I'm upset about, the part I want to highlight, the part that Duke needs to be absolutely furious about is that he jumped on Duke's scoring table in Cameron Indoor Stadium after the game. Like he's Dwayne Wade in Miami. Like it's Wade County, not Dade County down there. Mm-hmm. Like it is his house. Like it is his house. And okay, visiting player does that, right? Visiting player decides to treat your house like his house. Like visiting player does it, okay. Be outraged. Be angry. Be furious, like mad at yourself, mad at him, mad at the world. Take it out on everybody. Respectfully, I'm not saying throw water coolers or anything like that. I'm just saying be mad. Here's your leader, right? Here's your 7-footer, your sophomore, your returning all-wooden candidate, Kyle Filipowski, after the game, speaking about Blake Hinson and Pitt's celebration.
They played a really good game. And, of course, whoever comes into Cameron, they're going to see this as their championship, and it was really disrespectful what they did. So we're gonna have to take that with a grain of salt, and remember that for next time whenever anyone steps in our building again.
If it's really disrespectful, why the heck did you start that with a compliment? They played really. Who cares if they played really well? Mm-hmm. Oh, they see this as a big. Of course they see it's Cameron Indoor. Let's hear from the coach, John Shire, after the game.
I want to apologize to our fans, too, by the way. What happened at the end, and that can't happen. And that's on us, and that's unacceptable. So for us, we have to watch the game, learn from it, move on quickly. We go on the road in a day and a half and learn from it. Because that's not okay with me, what happened tonight.
Now, I know a coach can't go as scorched earth as maybe a player could, but I don't love an apology there. I don't love an apology there. What I want is a call to arms. What I want is a challenge. What I want is a guarantee. Listen. We just had a player from Pitt jump on our furniture, right? Put his feet on our table.
Talk trash to our students.
I am guaranteed. I want to tell the ACC right now, I don't care if we have a bye till Thursday. Schedule us on Wednesday for the ACC tournament against Pitt and watch what happens. The next team that comes in here not only isn't going to have the opportunity to jump on our scores table or our media table, whatever you want to call it, they're going to be too busy nursing bruises from getting dunked on. I don't get, by the way, Mark Mitchell, Jeremy Roach didn't play. So? You're still so much better than Pitt. Oh, gosh, we're just going to have to go to more of our 5 stars off the bench, who, by the way, should be clamoring to get minutes because they haven't been getting minutes. Duke got out-rebounded by Pitt. Duke coughed up more turnovers than Pitt. Pitt had more fast break points than Duke. Pitt had way more points in the paint than Duke. The hustle stats were tilted a ton in favor of Pitt. Do you know why he felt comfortable jumping up onto your furniture? Because you didn't show that you would fight back all game. Soft is the biggest insult a team can give you. Soft is the biggest insult that I would hurl comfortably at a team. You may be like, oh, you shouldn't call him soft. I don't have to. Pitt already did. And think about it like this. Jeff Capel is one of yours, right?
Yeah.
Remember when the crazies weren't treating Capel with all the respect in the world and Coach K grabbed the mic and said, don't do that, he's one of us? His team just came into Cameron Indoor and I guess had that protection of being one of you and abused it.
They punked y'all. That's what they did.
Why would you you should be seeing red. You should like not actually physically fighting, like don't go throw punches, but you should be ready to. You know what I mean? I mean I don't think I can ever imagine a team going into Cameron Indoor and feeling comfortable like I mean jumping up on, come on. After a big game, by the way. It's not like this guy was – this isn't Pat Beverly out there who's like, oh, I locked you down. This is somebody that went out, scored a bunch of points, 7 of 7 from 3, orchestrated an upset, won the game, treated himself to what I can only imagine is the coolest Twitter profile picture in Pitt basketball history of standing up there with all the Duke fans flipping him the bird as like, hey, if you're treating me that way, I must be doing something right. That is a really tough spot. And the reason why it is so – frustrating to watch is because all season, and we have the receipts. You can go find them all on our YouTube page, 99.9 The Fan. You can find it on the Best of the Drive podcast, everywhere podcasts can be found. I've been worried about Duke's edge all gosh darn year. Georgia Tech beat them once, right? Georgia Tech beat them at Georgia Tech in their home down in Atlanta, in Georgia. Then Georgia Tech came to Duke, and Duke squeaked one out. They had beat them by a little bit at the line, and I'm going, you should have been dying. You should have been itching. You couldn't wait to physically dominate them the second time you played them after what they did to you the first time. Antennas are up. This team, all the physical talent in the world, and we've talked about it, right? There's no way not to be physically talented with how many 4- and 5-star recruits they have. But they're going to be determined. How well they play is going to be determined on their attitude. And you know, I've said this a few times this year, but I think it's the best way to put it. Every time JJ Redick's on a podcast, every time Christian Laettner's on a podcast, every time Grayson Allen's on a podcast. I mean, anytime any Duke player's on a podcast, they ask, like, what are the most hated Duke players of all time? Fair. Right? I mean, a lot of it's brought on by themselves, and I get it. Is anyone on this Duke team even remotely like, I don't know, like, I'd like to, like, everybody would like to play with these guys. They seem like great guys, right? Seem like and really nice. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be a really nice person away from the floor, and you can be likable and all that, but on the floor, shouldn't be fun to play against you. John Shire, after the game, was asked about not having Roach and Mitchell in the lineup, and I think he handled this one well.
I think rebounding a lot of the time comes down to will and mindset, and we didn't have that. And but we're going to have it, and we've shown it throughout, but we need to have it consistently. That has to become who we are, regardless who's in the lineup or who's not. Does it change our team not having Jeremy and Mark in there? Of course it does. But that can't impact how you rebound. Can't impact how you defend. It can't impact how you compete. And that's end of the day. That's on us. Like, that's on us together to figure out how you have that mindset.
No excuses. It's on you. That's the part I want to focus on. No excuses. It's on you. Somebody get mad. I mean, in a post-game presser, the guy just jumped all on. Just get mad for me one time.